We respectfully request the sangha of great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tận tình, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh. Tịnh duyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư lý khổ đạt lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Namo Saranto Suchedo Ye La Hedi San Miao Samputo Xie. Namo Tadakta Toya Daya Alahade Tamil Tambo Da Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa ba he qian 万劫难遭遇，我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master YongHua, all monks and nuns, and all good advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识, Emitofuo. Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư, Hòa thượng Tiến Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện sư thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 27th of February 2022. Thank you all for coming to join us in investigating the first chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra. It tells us who's who in the world. Then when Shakyamuni Buddha was explaining this sutra here, the big shots all came to attend, provide support. And so here we are. We first went through the first 10 big names of the Mahasattvas. So these were the leaders. They go by order of importance. They're listed by order of importance. So the first, the most influential, the most significant ones were the Mahasattvas. Okay. And we went through those 10 names, those 10 representative names. Actually, there are measureless number of Mahasattvas in attendance, big shots. There's so many big shots in attendance. It's inconceivable because that's the nature of our work. We are under the support and protection of these Mahasattvas. So have faith. Don't be discouraged by the temporary setbacks and the small worldly manifestations of little evil. Actually, we're being watched over by these very powerful and caring Mahasattvas. And so at the end they explain how they got there and what they do. So we are on slide 274. In accordance with their vows, they went to all lands where Buddhas were present.
一切诸佛所在国度，皆随愿往。
Okay, so 275. The translation into English is a little bit deficient. The Chinese is very accurate. They say, the Chinese says, wherever all Buddhas are in any Buddha lands, these Mahasattvas all accordingly made the vow to go there. Is that what the translation says? It's not in accordance with the vows, because as soon as they're aware of a Buddha anywhere in the universe, they immediately made a vow to go there. It's very proactive. They may not have heard of this Buddha, but as soon as you hear this Buddha who happened to be in that particular country, particular Buddha land, they say, I vow to be there. That's what this Chinese is saying. It's not in accordance with their vows. This is very, 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 very precise. Okay? They may not know of all the Buddhas, because Mahasattvas do have their own limitations. They don't know everything. That's why they're Mahasattvas. But as soon as they know, they say, I'm going to vow to go there. Am I making sense? Can we correct the translation? That this translation is wrong, in a way. Okay? No. Because it also means it's a lot more than that. It also means that the Buddhas don't need to be born there. If the Buddha happened to be on vacation in a certain Buddha land, they say, I'm going to be there. Yeah, Buddha has been in Bahamas, I'm going to be in the Bahamas. Yeah, cool? So wherever the Buddhas are, they go. It's just like, it's automatic. They said, if Buddha deems it's important to be there, I vow to be there. What for? We don't know. Okay? They just know, I'm going to be there. If the Buddha wants to go there, I'll be there. And I'm sure being Mahasattvas, they find a way to help the Buddhas in a way, in something. Okay, so they went there to support Buddhas, to learn from Buddhas, to listen to sermons, and primarily, by the way, that's why they're Mahasattvas, to help Buddhas. So wherever the Buddhas goes, because the Buddhas goes to work, Mahasattvas, especially these big shots, they say, I vow to be there. Myself as well, to help, without saying to help. So, therefore, the translation should be that in whatever Buddha land any Buddha happens to be, they all vow to go there. And you see, this is a key of how they eventually became Buddhas. It's just so simple. It is so casual, but actually it's very extensive work. Okay, meaning that the Buddhas, any Buddha goes anywhere, they follow suit. So therefore, they do the Buddha's work. They begin first by assisting the Buddhas to do their work. Okay? That's how they become Buddhas. By the way, in our world, How do executives train their replacement? By bringing their proteges under their wings and take them to places. Same exact thing. The difference here is that Mahasattvas automatically do that. They don't need to be handpicked by the Buddhas. They said, if Buddha does that, that's what I do. They don't ask, why am I going there? Does he need my help or not? Or I'm too busy here, whatever. No, they said, if Buddhas go somewhere, I go there too. Okay? It's very, very powerful practice. 276. Throughout limitless many preceding aeons, they have made offerings to all Buddhas with tireless delight.
已曾供养一切诸佛，无边际节，欢喜无倦。
Okay, 277. Okay. It says, first of all, it says, in limitless aeons in the past, meaning it happened already, a long, long time already, meaning they've been doing this for a long, long time. And this is something that we should remind ourselves. You know, you, for example, I say, oh, Master says, I am improved so quickly compared to before, and so forth. And I'm so good. I made so much progress, Very big Brady with this goatee there, beautiful goatee there. He says, "Oh my God, I used to waste 4 or 5 years of my life sitting there for a while. Now I'm speeding it up. I'm catching up with everyone. I will not be left behind." And don't get a big head, because when you get up there to Mahasattvas level. Our level doesn't matter, okay? We can progress very quickly, but think about this. It's limitless aeons already. They've been making offerings to Buddhas. Why are we learning about Mahasattvas? This morning we talked about, someone asked about how do you create blessings? And this is how, again, Mahasattvas create blessings, by making offerings to Buddhas. Okay? They don't make offerings to gods. Right? Do you see anywhere they say make offerings to gods? No, they make offerings to Buddhas. How? And when they make these offerings, this is what's interesting about them. They do it with delight and never feel tired. It's not tireless delight. I'm sorry, it's not how it's not what it means. It means that these Mahasattvas really enjoy making offerings to Buddhas. And they never seem to get tired of making offerings to Buddhas. Like they give, bring a Buddha a cup of tea, and bring another cup of tea. They keep on doing that, and they never get bored or tired. Isn't that interesting? It's so fascinating when you think about it. We get bored, right? I mean, doing the same thing over and over again. This is what they do. They keep on making offerings to Buddha, and then more offerings, and more offerings, and more offerings. Okay? And they enjoy doing that. Because Hung would say, when he makes an offering to Buddha, Hung would say, I can't wait to get out of here and go see my friends, go on a date. Okay? So they have something else to look forward to. But no, these people, these Mahasattvas, take delight in making offerings to Buddhas. It is a mindset I don't understand. Can you? How can you just make offerings you lose? When you make offerings, you lose money, you lose time, your wife yells at you. Men, are you paying attention? Your wife yells at you. Okay. Your mother complains that you're neglecting her. Sounds familiar? Huh? Okay. And they seem to delight in nothing can detract them from this mindset. I'm going to make offerings to Buddhas. That's incredible. Okay, the state is incredible to me. That you make offerings to Buddhas and you delight making offerings to the Buddhas and never get tired, never get bored of doing that. So I don't know how we're going to translate this. So through our limitless aeons, they had made offerings to all Buddhas. Okay, you can drop the preceding. Preceding is nonsense because the head is the past tense is clear already. Okay, to all Buddhas. Okay. They with delight and tirelessly. Close enough. I never get tired. I never tire. Okay. (278). They always dwell in the bodhimandas of the thus come ones, drawing near to them and never renouncing them.
一切如来得菩提处，常在其中清净不舍。
It is a state of Mahasattva. This is fascinating to me. Another aspect of their being a Mahasattva is that they always dwelled in the bodhimandas of the thus come ones, 常在其中, okay, 亲近不舍, drawing near them and never renouncing them. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about it. What does it mean to dwell in the bodhimandas of the thus come ones? It's like they cannot afford to have their own house. Huh? What do you think? What about privacy? Can you imagine you live in a bodhimanda of thus come ones? Can you like walk around with shorts? What do you think? What does it mean? This is a house of the Buddhas. Okay? So the first question I have in mind that came to mind is what about their own palaces? They have their own palaces? Why are they also dwell in the bodhimandas thus come ones? Yes. W.
I think the Buddha's houses are probably nicer.
I'm sorry?
The Buddha has a nicer house than the Bodhisattva.
So that's why they hang around. They prefer hang around.
Yeah, and if the Buddha lets them hang around, I mean, why wouldn't they want to hang around?
And besides, Buddha's always busy going to different countries, right? So they're never around, so why not? Is that your point?
No, I mean,
No?
Buddhists probably have a nice, they have a multiple,
Nicer facilities.
they have multiple bodies, so they're probably always at their house, and there are always other places too. So then the Bodhisattva, if he can just hang out there, at a nicer house, I mean, it's probably the better idea.
Okay. I have no clues on what it means to dwell in the bodhimandas that's come once. Okay, I have no clues. Okay, and I will not try to make sense out of it. But the one thing that comes to mind, to be dwelling in bodhimandas that's come once means what? Yes?
Well, I would think it means always be near them.
Yeah, that's why it says drawing near them and never renouncing them. Okay, so you have all these obvious things, like if you're in the house of God or in the house of Buddhas, your behavior is different, right? You are not lax. You're not lax at all. You're respectful. You adorn. And you go to the Buddha's house, I'm sure you want to look your best. You want to be sloppy. Not only are you in terms of appearance, but also in terms of clothing. Not only in clothing, but also in terms of behavior, in terms of mind, right? So, meaning that these people are always in samadhi, always very adorned, very proper, very at the best behavior, they are exemplary, if you will. So far, so good. Never lax. Okay, it's not like you in the Buddha's house that you can joke around like Kim Deal says, "Hey, how you do, dude?" And you go, you can't do that. Okay, so you see, they're at the best behavior, the best self. Okay, because you're in the Buddha's house. And for what purpose? To draw near them. This is what Mahasattvas do. They draw near Buddhas, never renouncing them. Meaning what? Meaning that how badly things are, how badly they're treated, they will never run away. They will never get disappointed or discouraged and run away from the Buddhas. Okay? Meaning the Buddhas have to kill them, have to push them away, have to kick them out. They will not run away. When the Chinese teach us about drawing in a good no advisor, okay? Did they teach us not to renounce them, the good no advisor? No. Chinese people, Korean people, you're close enough. You're Caucasian, that doesn't count. You see that? This is a detail that the Chinese teaching that Master Hsuan brought to our countries lacks. He taught us, the Chinese teach themselves to draw near good and good no advisor. This is what drawing near them means. Okay, so it's a reflection of what Mahasattvas do. They draw near Buddhas. Yes? Mahasattvas draw near the good no advisor, which are Buddhas. Okay? Now, never renouncing is what the Chinese didn't transmit to us. But this is what it means. When you draw near a good no advisor, you never renounce them, you never leave them. In contrast, the Chinese, they say, I draw near a good no advisor, after 5 years, I'm entitled to move on and choose another one. Here, they said, I heard that Buddha over there, Amitabha Buddha, helped you become a Buddha in one lifetime is very fast. Or another Buddha you become, after one cup of rice, you become a fourth stage. It's so fast. I want to go there. Okay? So, Mahasattvas are not like that. They say, I'm never leaving this Buddha here. I don't care. That's wisdom. Questions or comments? You're always calculating. We're always calculating. So this Buddha, is he good? He looks kind of short. You know, Amitabha Buddha is much more adorned. Or, yes, 8.
Oh, Master, wouldn't you think the transmission of great Master's Dharma, stating that bodhisattvas want to draw near to Buddha, it's implied, it's simply implied by logic that you're not even going to think or consider the idea of renouncing the Buddha because, of course, you're wanting to draw near and be as close as possible always.
True. Good point. But I give you a good reason when you shave your goatee. I tell you why. It makes sense, yes. But this is insider information. Here's what happens. You draw near a good no advisor and you get yelled at and you disenchanted for some reason. Okay? Plenty of reasons. And then you hear of another good no advisor. He said, it sounds so interesting. It sounds like it's a better deal for me. And that's what happens to the Chinese. Got it? And because it's going to happen to you. You draw near. When you become Mahasattva and you draw near a Buddha, and then you hear of Amitabha Buddha, and what do? You jump ship. Because it sounds more attractive. That's what happens. And this is the key of drawing near a good advisor is never renouncing them. If you draw near a good no advisor in order to benefit from that, and when your benefits cease, you run away, you stop, that's not called drawing near a good no advisor. This is not for sheeps. Trust me. Okay? Then not renouncing them is a secret. Drawing near is, the Chinese know about that, but they fail to teach their followers never to renounce a good no advisor. Yes, now Min has a problem. What if he says, I know a better good no advisor. This doesn't make sense to me for me to stick around. Is that what your question is?
No, Master. My question has to do with Maitreya and Pure Land.
Yes.
There was one time in your lecture you mentioned that if you gonna go to Pure Land and if Maitreya at some point he will show up in our world.
Yes.
And that we should ask the Buddha to allow to go down to our world to meet Maitreya, because when he shows up, I think when you practice under him, you become enlightened or become a Buddha in one day. I think that's the
one day, one night. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is similar to what
that sounds like certain teaching, doesn't it?
Yes.
And it's more interesting. I can't wait to go to Maitreya because Sakmun Buddha seems to teach only gradual enlightenment.
Right. So I have to
Maitreya one day, one night. Think about it.
Yeah.
He takes us forever here. Go ahead.
So what you describe here is similar to that situation, correct? Up to
What situation?
So you because you draw near another good non-advisor.
I hate it when people use my teaching against me. Is it like you don't trust me at all, do you? You say, I don't know, I will remember this, and the next time he says something, I will use this against him. It's contradictory. Let's go the either way.
Yeah, so that's my first question, and I have another question.
There's more?
Yes.
That's not enough?
It's kind of not related.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I wasn't clear at the time when you talk about Maitreya. Because Maitreya doesn't show up in our world until maybe 16 million years from now.
Yes.
And if we were in Pure Land and we're practicing, we have to wait that long to come down 16 million years later to find Maitreya?
Yeah. So?
But is it possible during that time you could have become a Buddha already?
Not in a Pure Land. I'm sorry, kid.
No?
60 million years here in the Pure Land you ain't gonna become a Buddha by then. Unlikely at your level to become enlightened either. Listen, if you stay here for 16 million years, you think you're gonna become enlightened? Unlikely. You most likely will jump up and bop up and down, go to the hells, up to the animal realms, ghost realm and so forth. You're going to lose your life in a few decades. Yes?
No, what I mean is that if you're in Pure Land already, that 16 million years time, couldn't you able to become a Buddha in the Pure Land?
No.
No?
I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that. It takes a long time in the Pure Land. Let me put it this way for you. In the Pure Land, your progress will be a lot slower. Shh, don't tell the Asians. The Asian says, I want to go to the Pure Land right away. Okay, please. Okay, deal? Don't tell them. Especially the Chinese, Korean, so forth, in Korea and China, Vietnam, so forth, say, I have a Pure Land person, I'm pure, I can't wait to go there. They don't know what they're talking about. When you go to Pure Land, your progress is like, go back to gear number 1. Instead of going, at here in a Sahara world, we drive the red cars. I give you the idea of red car because to tell you there's a clue. There is speed here in Sahara world. We can go very fast. In the Pure Land, it's a snail space. It's very, very slow. Remember, if you play the stock market or cryptocurrencies at all, okay, high risk, high return. Okay? That's the Sahara world. But you go to the Pure Land, what happens? Risk becomes a bagel. 0. There's no more risk. And therefore, your progress is a lot slower. Furthermore, in the Pure Land, is there any pain? When you cross your legs in the Pure Land, what do you think? Is it going to hurt? Any of you, the 4 of you. Huh? Is it going to hurt? No, not anymore. You can cross your legs all you want for 2 hours, 4 hours, 10 hours, 24 hours, 24 days. It will never hurt. Never. Never, ever. No more pain, no more suffering. That's why your progress will be extremely slow. Can you understand the trade-off now? In our world, it's so hard, so much suffering. That's why we hear in order to progress quicker. Over there is no pain, no suffering, therefore, the progress will be a lot slower. That's the way it is. There's always trade-offs in life. You can't have both. Yes, 8.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you, Master. If we're lucky enough to make it to the Pure Land, but we...
Lucky enough? You have no self-confidence, do you?
I'm being humble about it.
We're not sheeps, dude. I mean, we say, I'm going to go to Pure Land. Who's going to stop me?
But I was wondering if we don't want to wait for Maitreya, can we sign up to serve a Mahasattva in the Saha world before that?
That's a good idea. How come I never thought of that? Okay, so going back to the question, what was the first question again?
I'm trying to do a connection between what you talk about the Bodhisattva, find a good knowing advisor, but not.
Is it clear now that in 60 million years you probably will make it to first stage Arhat? How's that? If you're lucky.
Yeah, so that's
unlikely you're going to become enlightened or Buddha. Even never mind Buddha, becoming enlightened in 16 million years ain't going to happen.
okay. So, and then your instruction is basically go make a vow, and that's what I did. So I follow your instruction in
Too late.
No, I did it before. I mean, before this question, I did it before. So I guess it's still too late.
It's still too late. And did we answer your second question?
Yeah, I guess the time is almost not. It's a relevance. It's not even.
Okay, go ahead. Q&A.
Hello, Master.
Another one.
What? Another what? I just want to comment that what you said about risk and then
Return.
return. It seems like for those people who got sent, who are in Pure Land and got sent back to practice in the Saha world, that's like the best of both worlds. You are risk-free, and also you can progress fast. Right? That's seems to be a really nice, nice plan from the Buddha.
Absolutely. That's why now, first of all, the two things. Number one is not totally risk-free. Okay. Number two is that that's why those Asians who are taught that, this world is so much suffering, let's run away and never come back, because they don't know what they're talking about. You want to come back. It's to your advantage to come back. You come back because you save your mother, you save your wife, you save your children. Right? No? What kind of person are you? Of course we care for our children. Of course we care for our mother. Well, some mothers. Yes, 5.
Mô Phật và Thầy. Bây giờ mình đi Tây Phương đó, tại vì nó có 9 phẩm hoa sen, rồi mình ở dưới hạ phẩm hạ sanh đó, là mình hãy ở trong cái hoa sen ở tới không biết mấy ngàn năm mình mới ấy, rồi mình đi được trung phẩm trung sanh đó, thì mình sẽ là làm sao để đi tới thượng phẩm thượng sanh đó Thầy. Tại vì nó có 9 cái phẩm hoa sen đó, rồi bây giờ mình đi tới mà cái hạ phẩm hạ sanh thì mình chắc mình chán lắm phải không?
Yeah, the lowest level rebirth is lowest. Whatever the slowest is, okay, that's what Osama bin Laden is right now. If you want to know how to get there, that's Osama bin Laden. Okay, it's a prison. Okay, so don't worry about the details about grade this, grade that, and so forth. It's no need. I feel strongly we should not be greedy and worry about it. The only thing you want to worry, as far as rebirth is concerned, is to maximize your rebirth rate. Do your best. How do you do your best? Your rebirth rate has two factors. Number one, your level, where you are right now. For example, let me tell you a state secret, but promise not to tell anyone. Come on, I need to hear it from you. You're not taking me seriously. I'm so disappointed. Here's what happens. Let's say, and again, just this remains between us. Don't tell. Oh, wait a minute. The Koreans are here. You mean go back to work? This is not for you. She looks better, by the way. You know that? When she first came, blow it up. I don't know if I'm wrong. Well, I know I'm biased, but when she first came to, look at her again. Do you recognize her? Huh? Can you recognize her? It's so interesting. When she first came last year, that's December. Yeah, she looks different from she looks right now. Can you see the difference? Huh? I usually don't look at girls, but can you see the difference? Anyone? Come on. Xianxuan, you the busybody. Emily, where's Emily? Huh? Emily was here too, huh? Can you see her? She looks different. She's prettier. She's going to get married soon. Huh? The face is rounder. When he first came, the face is like this. Now the face is full. Huh? I'm making fun of her. Look at her. She looks prettier, doesn't she? Anyway, enough. Yeah. So, where were we? How did we get into? Huh? Oh, it's a secret. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a secret. Okay, never mind. That's it. Okay. Let's say you practice. You reach 4th stage Arhat here. Okay? And that's what I highly recommend you do, by the way. Okay? Yeah. You reach 4th stage Arhat. Okay? Here in the Sangha world. And then you die. What happens to you when you go to Pure Land? Can I tell you? Would you like me to tell you? Huh? Because this is why you want to reach 4th stage Arhat. You below, no guarantee. 4th stage Arhat, guarantee. Now Andreas says, I have a new purpose in life. Think about it. If you're given $1 billion, okay, versus become a 4th stage Arhat, I choose 4th stage Arhat, right? Because you cannot take $1 billion with you. $1 trillion, I don't care how much money, right? Fourth stage Arhat. You die, what happens? Kim Deering said, wow, this is so interesting today. What happen to you? You go to the Pure Land, here's what happens to you. Go ahead, Q&A.
Hello, Master. I was just gonna guess that when you are in the intermittent, when you die, I think Amitabha Buddha gives you sudden teaching and you become Bodhisattva.
You're so wrong. Listen, now we can't talk anymore. Can we postpone this? Oh, hi. Plug your ears, plug his ears. This is our secret. This is a Buddhist secret. Do not tell him. Okay? Yeah, plug his ear. Give him some earplugs. Okay, so you reach fourth stage Arhat, okay? And you die. What happens? Put your hands down. You're not hearing anything. What happened is that you reach fourth stage Arhat. Wait a minute, I have a sutra I need to explain. This is a total digression. It has nothing to do with the sutra. This is terrible. Okay, look at even Guyin said, tell me. She usually hides behind Kan. You reach fourth stage Arhat and you die. First of all, Daniel, San Jose Daniel, not you. San Jose Daniel, you don't see King Yama anymore when you reach fourth stage Arhat. You don't. Okay? You don't have to go see him at all. Below, you have to. Okay? When you reach fourth stage Arhat, you don't go see King Yama at all. But you die. And Amitabha Buddha will come, that is, if you have the blessings to be reborn, because not all fourth stage Arhat can be reborn to the Western Bliss Pure Land. Is that clear? Okay, so let's assume that you can go to Pure Land. Amitabha Buddha goes and brings you this golden lotus days. So far, so good? A huge one. Okay, and you get on there, and in a split second, you're back in the Pure Land. So far, so good? And as you land at Pure Land Airport, see, are you listening? Are you paying attention, San Jose people? Chin said, I don't know. I'm not sure I want to go there. Okay? As your lotus flower opens, you see Amitabha Buddha right there, standing in front of you. Okay? Amitabha Buddha speaks Dharma for you, and boom, you reach fourth stage Arhat immediately. Immediately. You come to this higher world, you are fourth stage Arhat in Western Bliss Pure Land. You come to our higher world, what do you need to do to reach fourth stage Arhat again? Many years. Not that fast. Venerable Huineng, remember? When he was born in this higher world, and if Huineng is a superior individual, right? We're not talking about an ordinary person like you and me. Huineng, when he came here, he had to slave for his mother and grow up, and then he had to work for a while, and then before he could become a fourth stage Arhat. In a Pure Land, become forces out just like that. So that is why your level here matters. Don't be in a hurry to go back to the Pure Land. Are you paying attention? Don't be like the agent saying, I can't wait to get out of here. Don't be stupid. If you can cultivate and you have a chance to cultivate, don't be in a hurry to leave. Because you progress a lot faster here than in the Pure Land. Much faster. This is why it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Does it make sense now? Is it clear now, the picture? The big picture is that if you know what you're doing, you want to do Chan and Pure Land. You don't just do Pure Land. You have to do Chan as well. But don't tell the Chinese, remember? Let them go to the Pure Land. Now, go ahead, Daniel. Of course, he doesn't understand anything, so it's pretty safe.
I have a quick question. So, I was hearing a little bit earlier about the Mahasattvas bowing to the Buddhas, but I was just wondering, why would they not become Buddhas themselves first?
Because the Mahasattvas. Because in no hurry at all, unlike you. You can't wait to go near your God. Mahasattva says, I'm not hurried to become a Buddha. I want to serve Buddhas. I love serving Buddha. I draw near them. I make offerings them. I delight in drawing near them. I never get tired of being near them. So why do I become a Buddha? It's a different world. That's why it's called Buddhism. Yes, go ahead. 8, did you have a question?
Master, I was wondering how there could be a prison in the Pure Land.
How?
I used to work in a prison. It's probably different there, but it just seems incongruous.
Yeah, it's true. It's not quite a prison thing. I'm being facetious. Because in a prison here, you get punished. In prison there, you don't get punished. That's all. That's the difference. It's a prison because I call it prison because you're not getting the full teaching from Amitabha Buddha. It's just like you're like in suspension until you atone for, like purgatory. You atone for your offenses. And then eventually, with a long time, then you get out. So prison in that sense that you're not getting training from Amitabha Buddha and you have to wait. So you're in suspension. You're being punished in that way. But there's no suffering at all. Prison here is suffering. Over there, prison is suspension. You can't get out, by the way. You can't just go to anywhere else until you get out of prison. So in that sense, yes, you have some limitations, but it's no suffering at all. It's not punishment. It's just that there's lots of restrictions on you for a long time, but no suffering. Okay, so you see why there's always back and forth. Okay, a lot more than you think, and that's why the Asians who've been teaching Pure Land Buddhism, they don't understand the relationship, the dynamics of the cultivation. That's why they are in such a hurry to go to the Pure Land. And that's something, unfortunately, Master YongHua never taught them at all. That's why they're confused. Yes, 5.
Mô Phật và Thầy, mình đi Tây Phương đó, mình ở trong giống anh Thầy nói là ở trong cái nhà tù đó, Thầy nó sướng hơn ở bên nước Mỹ này là còn là sướng hơn làm ông tổng thống nữa phải không? Nó ở trong cái nhà tù bên kia thì nó không già, không bệnh, không chết, không đau, không gì hết. Thì nói lên đó là nó sướng hơn một vị tổng thống ở nước Ta Bà này. Mô Phật.
Master, even people living the prison in the Pure Land, I think like they are much better off compared to the U.S. president or any president in this world, because like over there they don't get old, they don't get sick, they don't die, they don't suffer, no pain whatsoever. So they are much better off than the president here, right?
Absolutely. Here we have a lot more suffering. Everyone suffers here. People might tell you, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. I don't see any suffering. They're suffering like hell. What kind of sufferings? 8 kinds of sufferings. There are all kinds of sufferings they are not even aware of. Just because you don't understand, you're not aware, doesn't mean you're not suffering. What kind of nonsense is that? You say, I'm happy. No, you're not. If you say you're happy, you are suffering. If you have to say you're happy, you are suffering. That's why you say you're happy. If you're really happy, you won't say anything. You don't want to tell people you're happy, would you? They'll come and rob you blind and say, we're going to rob you. Instead of robbing your money in your car, they rob your happiness. That's why you never tell people you're happy. You tell people you're miserable. Okay, are we done with Pure Land here? Yes. 9.
This is not related, well, sort of related to Pure Land, but you brought up a question about taking advantage of being here and cultivate, because this is the best environment to make the best progress. So, and you know how our technology been advancing. There's talk about prolonging our life and make our life qualities better in terms of physical and health. Do you see that that's something we should be pursuing? And then I have a follow-up question on that.
Okay. Contrary to the popular belief, I happen to love my wife. Suppose you love your wife, and you're going to freeze yourself and let your wife die. And when they wake you up, who are you going to live with? Someone who's 10 million years younger than you?
No, but I'm not talking about freezing yourself. There's people who right now research in, they say aging is a disease, and they try to cure it.
Yeah.
In a way, they try to get rid of aging.
Yeah.
So that means you can live up to maybe 200, 300 years old, let's say. Now, is that something?
How about 10,000 years? Since you asked 200, let me push the envelope a little. How about 10,000? Would you be interested in 10,000 years?
Well, this question.
He's processing too much. Yes or no?
No. I would have enough time to reach enlightenment and then move on. But if I am not reaching to that point yet, I want to have more time. Basically, that's what I'm trying to get at. So should we have that option as to live longer to reach our goal, basically?
Just because you live longer doesn't mean you become enlightened. You don't understand enlightenment at all. Enlightenment, this guy is so Hinayana. He says enlightenment is that I need time to become enlightened. No, you don't. There's something called sudden teaching. You become enlightened. Done.
Yes, but for people who much older and they haven't reached enlightenment, and you say that this is the best place to cultivate and make the best.
Under the circumstances. Okay, meaning that you engage too much analysis, too much what if, like those poor MBA students were taught to do. We're taught to make conjectures and do plan A, plan B, and so forth. It's all nonsense. Okay? When you cultivate, don't plot and scheme so much like you do because you know too much. All you need to do when you cultivate is do the best you can. Instead of saying, I wish I could live longer, I wish I have no children, I wish I have no problems, I wish I have wings, I wish I have some angels, to watch over me, I wish I had a dragon to assist me and so forth. I wish. Cultivation is not seeking ideal conditions. Cultivation is to make do. So you try. So it sounds like cultivation. I need more time because the Pure Land is longer, so forth, and therefore I need more time. So let me tell you, you're in the Pure Land. Yes, under the circumstances, it takes time, and that's why there are times where there are occasions where you be sent to a different world so that you get a chance to speed up while working for the Buddha, while helping others. It's not about you. The beautiful thing about cultivation, get this through your head. It's not about you. It's about helping others. The Hinayana is saying, I'm going to maximize the thing. That's like his thinking. I'm going to maximize my chances so that I can improve, I can get better. No, Mahayana, we trying to help. At a high level, Mahasattvas help Buddhas. They don't say, I'm going to maximize my chance so that I become Buddha quicker. Sounds familiar? Why do Mahasattvas take so long, whatever? No, they don't think about becoming a Buddha. They said, I'm going to help Buddhas. That's a mindset. That's a Mahayana mindset. We help. When given a chance, we help. Help who? Help the good knowing advisor. Not just help anyone. Not help buffet. Is that clear? The Hinayana, they say, I'm going to help myself. Wrong model. That's why when I call them Hinayana, is the people who says, I'm going to help myself. I'm going to practice Pure Land. I'm going to help myself go to the Pure Land. That's Hinayana Pure Land. Is that clear? Though they have very, very low chances getting reborn because Mahayana is, Pure Land is Mahayana, it's not Hinayana at all. Pure Land is very Mahayana. Pure Land is quintessential Mahayana. Go ahead, Conk.
Master, I'm just curious. So, in the Pure Land, there are no three evil paths. So, all the meal in Pure Land is vegetarian. There's no animal there.
There might be some occasional kimchi, and kalbi, but the kalbi is vegetarian. It tastes exactly just like meat, but it's total vegetarian. Because in the Pure Land, just in case you're curious, in the Pure Land, they perfected the technology to make meat out of vegetables. It's 100% reproduction. Perfected by a Vietnamese manufacturing company. Yes, sir. 4.
I have a quick question, and I don't know.
A good question?
Quick question.
A quick question.
I understand that in Buddhism that you guys have the concept of the
You guys? I mean, excuse me?
Well, that the bodhisattvas and all these beings help all living beings. But my question is, don't take it the wrong way. I just had that question.
I'm taking it the wrong way already.
Why would bodhisattvas would need help if they are powerful? Like if a bodhisattva are these powerful beings, what would they need help from the more Mahasattvas?
Bodhisattvas need help from Mahasattvas?
Yeah, what would they need to help if they are if the Buddhas are powerful? What would they need help for?
From the Buddhas? I don't...
No. If the Buddhas are these powerful beings, what would they need help from the Mahasattvas?
From Mahasattvas?
Yeah.
Why need help from Mahasattvas? Andres, let him tell him, teach him.
Well, I think they only accept the help because they want the Mahasattvas to become Buddhas.
If Buddhas do everything, how are you going to become Buddhas? Huh? Q&A.
If I could tell Daniel from one Daniel to the other that
From Daniel to the other. He said, Daniel to Daniel, talk.
the Buddhas are all powerful, like you say, but there's infinite worlds, there's infinite work, so he could use the help.
It's not the help. You guys fail to get the point. He's right. The Buddhas don't need help. Not at all. He's right. Buddhas can do anything. That's not diminish Buddhas at all, like he's trying to do. Okay? No, Buddhas don't need any help. He's right. So why Bodhisattvas help them? Yes.
So the Bodhisattvas can get blessings to become Buddhas themselves, and they can make progress.
Sometimes, here's reality. Sometimes Buddhas may be all powerful and so forth, but the Mahasattvas have certain conditions with living beings. Here's the limitation of Buddhas. Buddhas cannot help living beings with whom they have no affinities. Here's the secret, Buddha's secret. Buddhas, once they become Buddhas, can only help those who they owe to. If they don't owe people like you, they can't help you. You know what I mean? People like you. Okay? They can't help you guys. I hope you get the message. What the limitation is that during the cultivation on the pathway to become a Buddha, they incur debts. Someone gave him a cup of tea, gave him, some food to eat, gave him a ride. And that's why when you help someone, they owe you. I mean, you owe. If someone helped you, you owe them. That's what Buddhas do. They, in their cultivation, they have certain needs, and when those needs are filled, there's a debt. And that's why the Buddhas, once they become a Buddhas, they come back and repay the debts. And this is a funny Buddhist secret is that when you have affinities with the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, you listen to them, you trust them, you believe them. There's a connection there. If they don't owe you, it's very difficult to build a connection. Okay, so that's why Buddhas and Bodhisattvas on their path, they create conditions for others to help them on purpose. Because you're right. If they stick, they live in the house there and they have everything they need, then there's no way for anyone to approach them. So you see, it's a beautiful, beautiful picture. It's being built because so that's why even your Buddhas and you still need help from the Mahasattvas to help to teach living beings. Yes, 6.
From Diego, Buddhas are fields of blessings. They let themselves being helped so Mahasattvas can have the best blessings available.
Yeah, there's more aspects to it, but we can go on and on and on and on. It's just okay. Anything else? Yes, 5.
Mô Phật Bạch Thầy, mình đi Tây Phương đó, đâu có nồi son đồ, đâu có gạo thóc đồ này kia. Thì mình ở đây mình trồng cái phước rất là nhiều, thì ở bển thì nó sẽ có đầy đủ cho mình hết. Mô Phật mới phải không Thầy? Nhờ Thầy khai thị.
This woman is leaving soon, so let me give you some tips. Though, I mean, I don't mean it that way. That's mean. That's so mean. It's not Buddhist-like. Those of you who are leaving soon, how is that? Okay. This is where the Asian Buddhism also fails as well. It's just always one-way trip. They just say, I'm going to go into the Pure Land. I'm done with the Sangha world. It's not the case. You go to the Pure Land. You go there and you cultivate. You save and you cultivate. Okay? And now it takes a long time for you to make progress, become a Buddha. That's just the way it is. Okay? Imagine, just for the heck of it, okay? And please don't tell the Asians again. The Asian Pure Land Buddhism is, to me, it's so childish, so primitive. Okay? Suppose Suppose you go to the Pure Land and you practice, and now your progress is much slower. Okay, in order for you to go to the next level, what do you need to do? Do you know? On the tip of your tongue. What? Mama?
We come back here.
Go home. What do you need in the Pure Land in order for you to go next level? Anyone? Come on. 4.
Cultivation.
Good heavens. Yes, 7.
Blessings,
absolutely, yeah. Because at this level here requires a level of blessings. Go to higher level of blessings. Yes? You don't go to high level and the blessings don't drop. Is it possible? No! Is that clear? When you make progress, your blessings level increases. It's in parallel. That's why in the Sangha world, what do? Either you grind it out like the Hinayana or the Chanchi, or you build blessings. So the Chanchi, for example, is not just for you to go and sit. Okay? But also sometimes Chanchi, unlike the Chinese, will allow you to build blessings. And then, is it clear now? That's what the Chinese chant is too brute force. You understand? The Chinese chant, they grind it out from 3 until 12, 3 until 12, 3 until 12, 3 until 12, for however long. Yes, you generate a lot of blessings that way. But what if there's another way for you to build blessings over here? Quicker than you grinding it out. Wouldn't you take it? Absolutely. And that's where the Chinese chant lacks. It's too rigid. So can you imagine the Chinese chant? They say, I'm a true cultivator. I practice from 3 in the morning to midnight. And you don't. Okay? Whereas a goofball doesn't practice like you, but he helps the Buddhas, for example, and he builds his blessings. And he has his blessings up here. What do you think is going to happen to him? The Chinese chant is like this. Ours, leap. Don't tell the Chinese. Yes, 6.
Master, is it possible for me to create conditions or to help Daniel to gain affinity with the Buddha so that the Buddha can help him in the future?
Impossible.
How can I do that?
Impossible. Okay. Who asked the question again? Daniel to Daniel?
Yes. Apple.
I thought it's Cordelia, but Cordelia has no affinities with Daniel. Which apple again? So you see, again, this is very important. And remember, the premise is that for those who are about to leave for the Pure Land, they better know this. Okay? So you go to the Pure Land, you practice like a Chanchi. Oh, they don't have Chanchi over there. They have a Fochi over there. They have, you grind it out, Fochi after Fochi after Fochi after Fochi after Fochi. So far, so good? Okay? What if, and that's how you build blessings, right? You cultivate to build blessings. Understand, woman? Huh? What if you fed blessings? what's going to happen to you? You progress a lot quicker. Yes? Because what happens in the Pure Land, the reason you progress slower is because your chances of creating blessings are fewer. There's very few chances for you to plant blessings. Everything is taken care of. You come to me and say, hey, Master, you need any help? I say, for what? I have clothes, I have food, I have palaces, I have horses, I have yachts, red cars, you name it, I have it. What can you help me with? Nothing. Right? Whereas over here, do I have a red car? No. You see what I mean? Because I don't have, that's why you can help me. You got it? When I need it and you help me, that's when your blessings multiply. If you help me right now, you say, I have a cup of tea and say, Master, would you like some tea? I said, I hate to break it to you, but no. You see what I mean? So the Sao world, you can plant more blessings. This is a secret again. Do not tell Chinese. You hear me? The reason we plant more blessings here is because Master YongHua needs help. The Buddha needs help. That's why he goes out and say, some rice, please. Because otherwise I go hungry. The conditions are ripe because they have needs, and that's why when you provide for their needs, your blessings are incredible. It's just like the Asian said, Master, I like you so much. Let me give you a car. I said, wait a minute, I have a car already. I give you money. I have money already. You see? Why they call, the Chinese never could figure out why they call the people 尽世人, 尽世男, 尽世女. Oh, you don't understand Chinese? Darn it. Jin Shu is that you are close. Jin is close. Okay? Close to the work. So Jin Shu are the people who are very close to the sanghas. They hang around sanghas all the time, so that they can see what the sanghas need. You live in San Diego, and over here you need something. How are you going to know? So that's why the Chinese have, in the temples, they have this 尽世女, 尽世男. Is those people hang around the sangha, hang around the temple, so that whenever they need something, they help. And that's why the blessings are incredible. You help people in times of need. That's when your blessings are greater. Okay? So let's say these people who are going to the Pure Land, okay, they're in the Pure Land, they're practicing, they're grinding it out, okay? Over here, we create blessings and send the blessings to them. That's how you speed up their cultivation over there. Because we create more blessings over here faster than they can over there. To the Chinese, the Asian, they say, I'm going to go to Pure Land, that's it, I'm done. No, you're not. You go there and you have to cultivate. And that's why you need even more blessings. Understand how, woman? You don't just go to the Pure Land. You go there in order to become a Buddha more safely, yes, but you need help to do it quicker. Is that clear now? So the Chinese, they say, I go to the Pure Land, I'm done. You go to the Pure Land, that's why when you get there, once you get there, first of all, you want to make sure that you get to a higher grade. Yes, because it takes a long time for you to get there. And you get higher grade there by cultivating here. Remember, you go here, whatever level here, you go there, you reach the same level a lot quicker. That's why you want to cultivate here. Furthermore, not only do you want to cultivate, okay, you also want more help here to send you blessings. That's a picture. That's a Mahayana Pure Land we're talking about. Not Hinayana. I just go there. They don't know what they're doing. Yes, 5.
Di Đà Phật và Thầy. Thầy nói giống bây giờ mình ở với hạ phẩm hạ sanh thì mình thiếu cái phước báo thì mình mới ở trong cái hoa sen đó ở tới mấy triệu năm mới ra được. Bây giờ mình ở bên đây mình tạo những cái phước có bao nhiêu mình tạo những cái phước mình gửi qua bển rồi thì mai mốt mình thoại.
Absolutely. You want to get out of jail quicker? Get more blessings. In jail, remember, you can't do anything, so you have even fewer chances to create blessings. You want to get out of jail? Get more blessings, that's all. She look how happy she looks. Oh, God, it's disgusting.
Mình tu mình thiếu trí huệ nghe, ta nói không có hiểu cái gì hết trơn. Bây giờ Thầy khai thị cho con hiểu được một chút nào. Mô Phật ạ.
And furthermore, since you're there, since we're here, okay, remember we're cultivating here to increase our grade. Right? So that's why you have to take the cultivation here very seriously. Don't just say, I'm going to Pure Land, I go in Pure Land, I insist that you need to get this straight. I go in Pure Land with a good grade. Otherwise, I don't go to the Pure Land. Yes, 6.
From Vicky, Master, how do we send blessings to our family in the Pure Land to improve their grade?
Rebirth. Blessings. It's called Pure Land blessings. We should have renamed it Pure Land blessings instead of Rebirth blessings. However, we wanted to help the Chinese. That's why we kept the same word. Actually, it should be Pure Land blessings, not Rebirth blessings. Chinese, Asians are confused. And that's why the rich people are so stupid. I mean, and, they do philanthropy. They do, and they say, okay, maybe I go to the Pure Land. I with them, I get rebirth blessings, and I get Pure Land blessings.
Mình làm cái bài vị cổ quyền thất tổ đó Thầy. Cái đó là cái phước báo phải không Thầy? Nhưng mà mình thỉnh cái bài vị mà cổ quyền thất tổ á, thì cái đó phước báo của mình cổ quyền thất tổ mình có được đi giảng sanh không Thầy? Mô Phật.
It helps. But not directly to you. That's designed to help your ancestors, not you. Okay, let's go back to slide 379. Okay, so you see the details that I wanted to bring your attention to is that The dwell in the bodhimandas, the Dasaman, meaning they hang around, if you will. Okay? Draw near them, meaning find excuses to be around. Okay? Not just being around the Buddhist palaces and campgrounds, but actually they get engaged in what the sangha is doing, whether it's fixing a roof, whether it's mowing the lawn. Okay? That's what is called drawing near them, so that they see what they're doing, what needs to be done, okay, and assisting them, never renouncing them. This is a key thing that I try to allude to several times that people didn't quite understand, is that you never leave a good known advisor, never ever. Don't do it like a Chinese. Never. Okay? I'm assuming when I call a good advisor someone who has wisdom. I'm not talking about the people the monk who says, if you leave my temple, you can never come back. Okay? That's not wisdom. In our system, you can leave anything you feel like. You can go anywhere you like. Okay? You can go and study and come back in and out and so forth. There's no problems. But the point here is that you never abandon. Shở here is to abandon, to renounce your good no advisor. No differently, you never renounce the Buddhas. Because let me assure you, if you have the blessings to meet with a good no advisor, meaning enlightened teacher, then you never renounce them. If your teacher is not enlightened, it doesn't matter, you do whatever you want. This is you see the analogy? These Mahasattvas draw near the Buddhas. So the Buddhas have more wisdom than they do. That's the picture. You understand the relationship? Mahasattvas draw near Buddhas because the Buddhas are wiser. What to do? To draw near them, meaning to get closer and closer and closer so that they can assist, and never renouncing them. They don't make decisions like, oh, they say, you're not that good, or you're not good for me anymore. Let the Buddhas decide. And that's for Mahasattvas. Here in our world, especially in Southern California, if a monk says something that you don't like to hear, you quit. You say, I'll go to a temple where someone is nicer to me. Okay? And that's why these people will never progress. All right. Next. 280. By means of the attainment of universal worthies, ocean of vows, they constantly enable all sentient beings to perfect the wisdom body.
恒以所得普贤愿海，令一切众生至身具足。
Okay, 281. What it's talking about here is they, just like universal worthy bodhisattva, all these mahasattvas, that meaning the beings we aspire to be, we're not Buddhas. And therefore, the mahasattvas are our role models, you will. Like I look at my Master YongHua as my role model. Okay, so it's the same thing. So he's a Mahasattva, therefore I look at him as a role model. Same thing. So here, these Mahasattvas, what do? It's the same like Master YongHua. They have made, countless vows in the past. That is what is meant by universal worthy ocean of vows. Universal Bodhisattva's role is to teach us how to practice the Bodhisattva path in Mahayana. How do you do that? The first thing you do is make vows. I vow to become a Buddha. I vow to save living beings. I vow to learn countless Dharma doors. I vow to accomplish Buddhahood. And then you go into greater details. Okay? What kind of living beings are you saving? I vow to save my mother. I vow to save my wife. I vow to save my children. I vow to save you Russians. And so forth. You see? So you make vows upon vows upon vow upon vows. Why? Because it touches your heart. When it affects you, you should make a vow. You say, I want to, this is so much suffering. I want to vow to help this. Okay? And that's how you create connections. They don't always have to come give you something. You just look at them and say, oh, I see you suffering so much. I'd like to help. That's a connection right there. Because now they can come and make demands on you. Hey, remember you made a vow to help me? You say, you? Really? When? At Way Mountain Temple. I didn't mean it. Daniel says it's the same thing. I remember it's funny, the second patriarch, when after Master YongHua died, I learned from a Chinese system. So they said, Master YongHua said, the Chinese said, go look for a good no advisor. So I looked for a good no advisor. I said, hey, my teacher died and left me, so perfectly legitimate. I go look for another one. So look, I couldn't find anyone. So I was smart. I said, everyone says it's the second patriarch, so I vow to serve the second patriarch, follow and serve the second patriarch. Pretty smart, yes? So, why did I do that? Because I was hoping that he would know about my vow and show up so that I know who he is, so that I can follow him and learn from him. That's why I made that vow. Okay? But he never showed up. Never announced himself. Still hasn't announced himself. So later, I was able to recognize him. He made a mistake. So I said, oh, you're the patriarch. How? I'm not going to tell you. It's a Buddhist thing. Okay? So I recognized him, so I started talking to him. I said, hey, how about this, how about that? And we had a conversation, and one day I showed up his temple, just for fun. Never intended to see him. And I walked out of the parking lot. He's there, standing in my way. Okay? And he says, I'm so busy. Look how busy I've been. Can you imagine the kind of work I have and what I have to do? So, come help me. I said, I laughed in myself. I didn't laugh physically, but I laughed inside. I said, hell no. I didn't mean I didn't mean that vow. The vow, I didn't mean it. So I backed out. That's an example of how not to make a vow. Okay? When you vow in order to help others. You don't vow to help yourself. Does it make sense? You can't vow, I vow to be near God. That's not a vow. That's self-serving. These vows of these ocean of vows here are the vows to help others, not to help yourself. The vows to help yourself don't count at all in the Maya world. Okay, so for example, I'll teach you. The Chinese, they say, I vow to become an arhat. Or Master Shiva said, I vow to fly. Don't ever do that. Huh? I vow to fly. Okay, I vow to be fourth stage arhat. It's self-serving. It's not for us Americans. We make vows to help others. Okay? That's the difference. That's why we will get there sooner. Because our vows are always to help others. Let them help themselves. Okay? So this is what universal worthy ocean of vows are. It's none of them, let me assure you, none of them is to help themselves. That's why it's called universal worthies, not just anyone else's. My vows are to help myself, not him. Is that clear? And 令一切众生俱生具足 and thus helping sensing beings perfect the wisdom body. Enable here is too formal, is nonsense. Ling here is to help. The Chinese formal is ling. Ling is formal Chinese, but what they mean in ling is that as a Mahasattva, as you make a vow as a Bodhisattva, okay, it's all in order to help. The subtleties are very important. That's why in Chinese, the Chinese misunderstand the word ling here, okay? And it should be clear to us in English-speaking language. Ling here doesn't mean enable, just to help. You help by helping, not by enabling, like the Christians. Empowered by Jesus, empowered by the Buddha. Empowered by God. Nonsense. Okay? They don't empower. 6.
From Tihui, if the motive behind the vow is to help yourself in order to help sentient beings, I vow to be a Buddha to help beings. The motive behind being a Buddha is to have the capability, the power to help beings.
That's for low-level people. I'm teaching high-level people. I don't care for low-level people. Low-level people, yes, of course, you should become a heart. You should become a bodhisattva, you should become and so forth. I'm talking about your level. Okay. Yes, it's right. But it's easy to get lost by concentrating on yourself. Even at low levels like you, for this person who is new to us, I would still insist on, I vow to save living beings. I vow to save babies. Okay? And don't worry about yourself. You know what's happened? You do that, you keep on making stupid vows where you're way beyond your means, where you're way over your head. What's going to happen is this is a state secret. The Bodhisattvas and Buddhas will look at your sincerity. Oh, this guy is crazy. The other guys want to vow to be near God. The other guys want to vow to be a Bodhisattva, want to vow to be an Arhat. Okay? This guy's vows are much faster. Are impossible. We got to help him. This guy has potential. So yes, he's right. This person is right. Yes, you go by steps. I'm teaching you to skip a few steps. It's up to you. You choose to say, hey, I think you are unreasonable. I should become a bodhisattva first before I can help people. I said, that's Asian thinking. We are Americans, okay? We do the impossible. You need to dream big. I'm challenging you to think bigger. That's all. It's up to you. You feel like, yeah, I want to go progressive. I am for mission impossible. Number 5. Not just one. Because it's more impossible as you get to high numbers. Never mind. Jewel Conk. As you can see by now, I'm a dreamer. I dream impossible dreams. To dream the impossible dreams.
Master, so that when we make vows, then is it better to just make vow? I vow to save all living beings, or is it better? Or I want to save such and such a person, like specify the vow. Which one is better?
How about both? How about thrice? How about quadruple? How about 10,000 times more vows? You got that? I'm talking about, this is important. It's not so much, you see, this person who asked, I vow to become a bodhisattva, I vow to become an arhat, I vow and so forth, I vow to open wisdom to help living beings. It is reasonable. This is what the Asians and the typical Buddhists are taught. Let me tell you, there's a problem in that way of training and that way of teaching. That is, unless you have the blessings, those of us, the typical person, like myself, like Andres, okay, when we make vows like that, we say, I vow to become a bodhisattva. I vow to become a fourth-stage arhat, and so forth. Here's what happens to us for people who make such vows. There is a little bit somewhere inside of our consciousness where that is driven by self-interest. Why is that? It's because I'm not enlightened yet. I'm not pure. And therefore, when I pretend to make a vow to help others, let me assure you, it's still a little bit for myself. I don't care what you say. You understand? Does it make sense to you? We are greedy. Subconsciously, it's about us. I don't care what you say. Until you become enlightened, it's always about us. So that's why That's why you say, I want to vow to open my wisdom in order to help living beings. You know what happened is that as you make that vow, your mind says, I need to benefit myself first, and then before I can benefit others. And that subtlety there, and that's what gets the Asians in trouble. We Americans, we are playing catch up. Okay? We need faster cars, bigger airplanes, bigger tanks. Okay, we cannot do the same as they do. That's what they do. They've been taught, you should know what it takes. I'm teaching you, forget that. Do the impossible. You know why? Because you keep on making stupid vows like that, impossible vows like that, and pretty soon the Mahasattvas, like universal worth, he said, this guy is crazy. We better help him. Otherwise, the American Buddhists will look bad. YongHua is going to look bad. He's teaching them all the wrong things. I better make sure it happens. So even though I'm saying this in order to make a lot of noise and sound different, hey. But I feel we need to be more aggressive. Cannot do the same as the Asians. Questions, comments? Well, okay. So, you see, again, the Chinese concept of ling here is to make it happen. Make it happen. Okay? It's not quite accurate, and it causes problems for people like us. Anyway, time is up. Oh, shucks. Any final questions? We have 2 minutes. We don't have enough. It's not enough to start a new slide. Yes, too.
Master, would it be better if we can vow to perfect the universal worthy vow and conduct?
For yourself?
For everybody to be able to do that.
You can vow anything you want, my friend. I'm just merely suggesting that forget an Asian style. My vows, if I were to make vows, okay, is to help others, period. I keep on making vows to help others, to help others, to help others. And if anywhere in my vows where there is an iota part where it's to help myself, I would not take it seriously. Keep on making more vows and more vows and more vows and more vows. Because if you make vow to help second patriarch, then why shouldn't you make vow to help his assistants? Huh? And then why should you make that vow? Why won't you make vows to help him in the future lives? You see, you don't stop there. Keep on making vows and vows. As soon as you see more needs to be filled, you make a vow to fill them. And you do it very, very seriously. You get in front of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Buddha will say, well, okay, I vow to do this, I vow to do that. Not like a casual thing, It's a very serious thing. I commit to this. It will reprogram your self-serving mind. There's still that danger in the Asian training where the self-interest sneaks in. Okay, we stop here today. Thank you.